Hello my dear friends, and welcome back to another Star Wars news update. Today we have two updates for the Acolyte. It's been a little while since we spoke about the show, but some new details have emerged. The last time we spoke about the Leslye Headland series, it was revealed that multiple fan favourite Sith Lords are going to appear in the form of holocrons and flashbacks. We then got a Vanity Fair article which reassured the fandom. Leslye Headland made it clear that the series is going to be directly influenced by the Phantom Menace, and that she read tons of expanded universe novels to get into the lore in preparation for the show. Well, today, my dear Mandalorians, we have an exclusive update from Bespin Bulletin, who say that the show is in pre-production and is going to film at Shinfield Studios in Reading, England. Leslye Headland gave us the impression in her interview with Vanity Fair that the show is many years away, but by the sounds of things, it might come sooner than expected, possibly even making the 2023 release date. Let's dive into the specifics. Over the course of the last couple of months, Bespin have been trying to get some new information on the upcoming Star Wars series, The Acolyte. The series was initially believed to be in pre-production at Pinewood Studios last year and was due to begin filming in May, but production on the series was delayed from May until October, and since then, they've been talking to various sources and keeping their ear close to the ground regarding the production, and over the course of the past month or so, they've heard from various sources that The Acolyte is in pre-production in Reading, England. Upon further digging, they found out where production was located, and they can exclusively report that The Acolyte is in pre-production and will film at the newly constructed Shinfield Studios. Shinfield currently has 4 operational sound stages, but it's going to have 18 by 2024, and it was previously confirmed that Disney would be a client on the new studio, but it's not clear at the moment if Shinfield houses a volume, which is something they've been trying to get confirmation on. The assumption here is probably yes, but unfortunately at this stage, there are no additional details to share. So that's all we know, but as I said, it sounds like it could make a release date of next year, much earlier than Leslye Headland anticipated. And so now guys, we do have a second update for the show. This one is courtesy of MakingStarWars.net, and they say that Kate Herron is going to direct an episode of The Acolyte. At this stage it's not confirmed, but they do call it a rumour with legs. Let's see what they said. In recent days, while working on a story about Star Wars Ahsoka, which I think they're going to release later today, they were also looking into some new details about Bespin Bulletin's recent story of The Acolyte, the one we just covered, and they were trying to see if there was anything they could add to the story. And they say that 2 different sources, one based in the UK and one in California, mentioned that Kate Herron was supposedly involved in the series, or at the very least was approached. Herron executive produced and directed Marvel's Loki to critical acclaim. On paper, she sounds like a very good fit to the galaxy far away, especially in the Leslye Headland series. Jason writes, it may be worthy of note that Herron is a British director, and the series will film in Reading. But whatever the case, Kate Herron is a very talented director, and if she does work on The Acolyte, her Star Wars venture could be equally as groundbreaking. I'm super excited. So those are the main updates for the show. I've got a very good feeling about it, and the direction it's going to take the franchise in could be very fresh, a series centered around the dark side of the Force, and the challenges the protagonist, this Acolyte, has to overcome in terms of struggles between light and dark could make for a very different and novel type of Star Wars show on Disney+. We learned from the Vanity Fair article that the Acolyte is going to expand upon an aspect of Star Wars that's always been slightly mind-bending. The idea of a long time ago in a galaxy far away, we're in the final years of the High Republic, and Leslye Headland said this takes place about 100 years before the events of episode 1, and that could incorporate so many aspects that we know and love. For example, prequels Jedi who are still alive, for example Yoda, Yaddle, Yarael Poof, and Oppa Rancisis, not to mention the dark side users. We might even see Darth Plagueis the Wise, if we're going to see some older Sith Lords, for example Darth Bane, Darth Nihilus, Malak, and so on, characters from long ago in the form of holocrons and flashbacks. Then you think Leslye Headland would put Darth Plagueis in it, because unlike those other ones, he's still alive at this point. Now when you really think about it, the main purpose of the show is to demonstrate how the Jedi fell. This was supposed to be the golden age for the Jedi Order, but of course it collapsed when the dark side forces rose. So while the books and comics are showing us the peaceful years of the High Republic, this series is going to show us how it all came crumbling down, the final years before the Sith made their triumphant return. It is still too early for Headland to fully reveal what the title means. That much was clear when she spoke to Vanity Fair, but she teased it does have multiple points of significance, but primarily the fact that the Acolyte is a commonly used term to refer to a dark side follower, a deeply devoted young Sith, and that is what the series is going to be about. And the Sith at this stage would be practitioners of the dark side who worked in pairs, the rule of 2, a master and an apprentice, no more, no less. A starting point for Leslye Headland was when she rewatched The Phantom Menace. She asked the question, how did things get to this point? So she is going to use the prequel trilogy as the template for what things need to lead up to, and that gives me great hope that she's read the James Luceno novel Darth Plagueis. Canonizing some of those aspects would go a long way into pleasing the fans. Even if he's not the main character, we think at this stage, the primary protagonist is going to be Amandla Stenberg's character, but no details are known yet. I'm super excited for this show. So finally, my dear friends, an update from Ashley Eckstein. She shares her excitement for the future Ahsoka stories, not only The Mandalorian Season 3 and the Ahsoka show with Rosario Dawson, but also Tales of the Jedi. And who knows, maybe even the Bad Batch Season 2. Let's see what she said. One thing is very clear, the future for Ahsoka Tano, who's become an absolute fixture in recent Star Wars storytelling, is a very bright one. In the coming years, more Ahsoka stories are going to be told in animation and live action. And while it's Rosario Dawson who brings the legacy of the character to live action, we cannot forget Ashley Eckstein, who voiced the character across all of her animated appearances. She recently spoke to comicbook.com about those television series and how excited she is for the future of the franchise, even if she personally is not involved in the live action side. In her own words, she said, "I think I'm just excited for more Ahsoka because Ahsoka is a character that is so universally loved and celebrated by all of the fandom." She says, "Everyone loves her. She just represents all that is good. She represents all that is light and that is hopeful. I'm just excited for more stories because she means so much to everyone. This is a character that is changing lives and saving lives. I say that as a fact because as the voice of Ahsoka, I'm constantly out there at conventions and events and even online. Pretty much on a daily basis, I get a personal story of how Ahsoka has changed someone's life or saved someone's life. There's very few characters to do that, and honestly guys, Ashley Eckstein is one of the loveliest people in this fandom." I think we're all really excited about Tales of the Jedi and the Ahsoka series. More Ahsoka, in my opinion, is better. We saw her in The Mandalorian Season 2 and most recently in the Book of Boba Fett, but what's super exciting for Ahsoka fans going forward is that in her own show we're going to see her develop into Ahsoka the White. We don't know what the symbolism is just yet, but Dave Filoni has a massive plan for a next evolution, and if the Mandoverse is leading to a Grysk war that's going to include Thrawn, Ezra, Boba Fett, Mando and even Luke Skywalker, I really hope Ahsoka is going to be there too. There is so much to be excited about with this character. It was always my hope in some way, shape or form they did get Ashley Eckstein involved in the Ahsoka series, and who knows, maybe she's going to be there on set speaking to Rosario Dawson, giving her some advice. Maybe she's going to be involved in the series itself, but I'm not too sure how. In either case, her legacy lives through Rosario Dawson as well. Ahsoka drops in 2023. So share your thoughts in the comments down below guys. What do you make of everything we spoke about? If you enjoyed this one, please be sure to give me a big fat thumbs up, subscribe to the channel if you're new, and I'll see you in the next one. May the Force be with you always.